Hi, this is HardballRetro. Welcome to the Retrodome. This is a tutorial on how to conduct a draft using MicroLeague Baseball 6.0. Now, this is a game that I picked up back in, I guess 1997 or thereabouts. I actually just posed a question in one of my Facebook forums regarding this game, curious as to um, uh, the version 6.0 was released in 1997. Minor League Baseball 4 was released in 1992, I believe. And I can't find anything on a Minor League Baseball 5. So I'm just wondering why they jumped from version 4 to version 6. If anyone has any details or ideas as to why that happened, please post in the comments. My one thought is maybe that they were working on a version 5 and decided not to release it due to the baseball strike in 1994. But that's just speculation on my part. Anyway, just a kind of a curious why the version number jumped from 4 to 6. But at any rate, so we're here to show you how to conduct a draft. One other limitation that I have with this is that I only have the season that came with the game, which is 1996, I believe. There were season discs available for purchase. You can create and edit your own teams and players, so that's one option. A little bit of it's a bit tedious because you have to manually type in all the information, and there were a couple stats that I had difficulty locating, so I had to come up with just kind of generic numbers for most players when I tried that option. So at any rate, we're going to do a draft tutorial using the 1996 season. This is my first time attempting to do a draft with this game, so hopefully all goes smoothly. Well, let's go ahead and dive in. There is a pretty extensive help file in this game, so that's a nice add feature. All right, so we're going to go to Team Manager, and we're going to click Draft, New Draft, Standard, Fantasy. There's some information in the help file on this. It's basically looks like it creates you'll create fantasy teams, and it does scoring based on fantasy categories. I'm not quite sure how it works. I haven't tried it, so something to investigate. Anyway, we're doing standard. We're not drafting all the teams here because you can see there's some teams that did not exist in 1996. So we're going to click on current. All right, and that leaves out Brooklyn and Seattle Pilots, St. Louis Browns. Those teams are unchecked if you hit current. So hit OK to that. And draft pool, same deal, current. All right, if you have somehow bought this game and you have the other season discs, then you can pick the appropriate years here. I only have 1996 to choose from, so there you go. Hit OK. Okay, it found those teams. That's good news. Hit accept. And just as an FYI, I have seen this game infrequently appear on eBay if anyone's looking for it. I don't know how many copies of this sold back in the day. It was the final game in the MicroLeague Baseball series. Okay, draft order. We're going to let the computer set it. I could manually set the draft order if I wish. I'm not going to do that. Rotational, I think that picks like a random. It randomizes the order for each round. I'm just going to do a descending. Draft check. This is if you want it to announce like every single pick. I don't care to see that at this point, so I'm just going to uncheck that. That'll speed things up. Number of draft rounds, 34 looks like the maximum. I'd like to get a team that has some reserves on it, so we'll do 34. Not going to use a draft clock. You can if you wish. Just check that and you say how many seconds. All right. So initially, I did look at the help file to clarify this. I was like, why is Baltimore listed all these times in the third column? It's not Baltimore. It's balanced. So if you click on the team here, so for each team, whether the computer or a human is going to draft for that team, and then you have the draft type. If it's the computer drafting, do you want them to pick a balanced team, lean heavily towards pitching, power, speed, defense, or hitting? And do you want to draft a DH? So for all of my teams in this example, I'm going to say, yes, let's have a DH in both leagues. Which means I have to click on each of these without a DH and say, yes, I want a DH. Also, I'm going to be the human manager GM for California. I'll select human there. All right, got an H here now for human. All the others will be C for computer. I'm picking for one team only. All right, draft DH. So bear with me a moment here while I choose the DH for these other teams. Florida, yes, we want a DH. No, kind of skipped ahead too far there. That doesn't matter. All right. Houston, yes. So 1996, Houston was still in the National League at that point, but Dodgers, yes. You can probably tell from this video and others that I'm not a fan of watching pitchers bat. But again, your preference. You choose what you want when you do these. Okay. And I haven't decided yet. I have been creating some season, we'll call them season discs for lack of a better term, for Early for Baseball 1.5, Tony La Russa 3. So I may branch out at some point and try to make a few season discs for this game. But like I said, with this and several others, it's really tedious because you have to type in everything. Let's see here. Did I miss anybody? Let's go back through the list here. They all look like they say DH. Even though I don't remember selecting all of these. All right, well, there you go. Well, hopefully that works. Looks like we have all the settings correct. I'm going to hit OK here. Draft data saved, OK. All right, so it's going through all of the picks. I am pick 19, apparently. All right, so a couple things I can do here is I can change the sort options. Do I want to sort by at-bats? I don't know. I'd prefer maybe slugging. And for pitchers, I like to sort by whip, but they don't have that here. Go by ERA, but high to low, low to high, probably. Relief pitchers. Go by saves for now, and then we can change it later if we wish. Hit OK. All right. So we're looking at left fielders. We see that Banks has this enormous slugging percentage, but probably not a ton of at-bats, so just keep that in mind. So I can, and I'm looking at left fielders now. I can select pitchers. Yeah, ERA is probably not a great way to, yeah, Kevin Brown, okay. Maddox, Leiter. Maddox might be a nice first pick here. Let's see who else is available before we do that. Relief. I'm not doing a reliever in my first pick. I'm going to guess that Piazza was already taken. Let's see. John Jaha. Okay. Randy Velarde. Eric Young. Okay. Biggio. 15 and 25. Okay. Third base, who we got? Okay, looks like Chipper Jones was taken already. Shortstop, Kevin Elster. Okay. Derek Jeter. Left field. Oh, was I off a bit on the, you know what, let me go back a second. Machado, Hundley, yeah, I was scrolled down a little bit there. Okay, Frank Thomas still here. Wow. That's a pretty nice Galarraga. Man, the Big Hurt would be nice in the middle of the order here. We know he walks a lot. We know he hits. I might go with Big Hurt as much as I want Maddox. Juan Gonzalez, Sammy Sosa, and DH. Okay, now DHs are okay. Obviously not taking a DH in the first round. I'm going with Frank Thomas. So you select, highlight the player, hit draft. All right, we've got Frank Thomas in the first round. Now, if we go back to pitchers, right, and we're not sorted by ERA. What happened here? Went back to innings pitched. Okay, and this went back to at-bats. Huh. Wonder why that is. That's not cool. Leave relievers. I don't care about that. ERA. So we got Brown, Helling. Maddox is still here. I'm going with Maddox in second round here. There we go. All right, comes back around. We've got all right, let's look at outfield. There's Tony Gwynn, Paulie O'Neill, Sosa, Salmon is here. Would like to get Salmon for my Angels here. I wonder if we can wait around. Center field, Lofton. Lofton sure sounds good to me. 14 homers, 75 steals. Let's just see what else we got here. Gant, Ricky Henderson, Klesko, Phillips. All right. Shortstop. Elster, Renteria, Clayton. Not very interested in those yet. Matty Williams. Okay, second base starting to thin out already. First base we already got. I mean, we do need a DH at some point. And catcher, Javi Lopez. I like Kenny Lofton here. Draft. All right. Is Salmon still available? He is. We're going to take Salmon. I'm not going to overthink it here. This is just a tutorial, right? So your picks might be different than mine. This doesn't look like it's sorted on ERA. It's sorted on innings pitched. ERA. Try this again. Helling, Larkin. Okay, these guys have hardly any innings. All right, so next available is Glavin. We have Hentgen. So it might be good to get a pitcher here. What else can we sort on? We can sort on strikeouts. Let's try strikeouts, high to low. It doesn't look like it's sorted on strikeouts, does it? Strikeouts. And slug. That doesn't appear to be working, is it? Yeah, definitely not if Jeff Facero's at the top of the list. I'm pretty sure that's not right. All right. Let's look at some other categories here. Catcher. Who's the best catcher? I think we're going to come back to catcher. Hold on. First base. I got Tony Clark. McGriff. Fielder. Giambi. Just thinking about our DH slot here. How about actual DHs? Who's up there? Okay, not much there. Right. All right. So let's see. We're debating about pitching versus another hitter here at this point. And still have some decent guys available, but nothing jumping off the page at me here anyway. Yeah. Center field, well, we got Larry Walker there. Grissom is here. We already have Lofton. Grissom would be kind of a luxury. We can maybe tuck him into left field. Let's see here. What if I look by at-bats? Sort by at-bats. This is what it says. Is it actually doing that? All right, now it is, I think. Go to the top. Okay, yeah, Johnson and Grissom. Okay. And do Marquise Grissom here. All right. And now I think we got to get a starter. sort by, I know it says innings pitched already, but we're going to sort by innings pitched. There we go. Alex Fernandez, Musina, has a high ERA, so maybe not. I think Fernandez might be the guy. Let's see. Whoa. Did I click something? I don't know what happened there. I feel like I selected someone and I don't know who. All right. I don't know who I picked. Alex Fernandez is still here. So there we go. No idea who I drafted that last round. Oh, Dave Justice, but he was hurt that year. All right, let me think now. We've got our outfield. We need our middle infield. We need a catcher. And I think we need a DH still. Let's go, let's see, second base, shortstop here. DeShields. Morandini, DeShields. DeShields had 48 steals. Okay, his slug is miserable. His batting average is awful. I like Rex Hudler, but not this high in the draft. It's not a ton of appeal to these other guys. All right, well, Hudler is an option apparently. Shortstop, let's see who we got here. Again, it's pretty thin. Pretty thin. Blauser. And the other thing we can do is double down on pitching and then just get some middle infield. What do we have a catcher here? Charles Johnson, 13, but only 218 batting average. 13 dingers for Charlie O'Brien. Darren Fletcher, Mark Parent. Yikes. Okay. How about DH? Not much left at DH. Okay. Any other outfielders left of decent numbers here? That's Ernie Young. Johnny Damon. Oh, Larry Walker's still there. You know what? I know he was hurt that year, but 18 and 18 is nothing to sneeze at. Larry Walker. We'll fill in the gaps later. Rex Hudler. Gone. All right, now let's get a pitcher, then we'll deal with shortstop and catcher, I think. Pitcher. Any decent relievers left? Let's see. I ended up taking somebody there. I guess I double clicked on it. I don't know what happened there. All right. Apparently I took a reliever, and I don't know who. Okay. Saves. Sorting on saves here. RP. Oh, is that really it? Hey, Mo Rivera. All right. This is before he was a closer, but he's going to be my closer. I will take Mo Rivera in that round. Any day of the week. All right, pitching. Let's sort on strikeouts just for giggles here. Darryl Kyle, Tom Gordon, Bobby Witt. These guys all have pretty high ERAs. Have anybody with a sub 4 ERA here? Tim Belcher. Mike Hampton. Not a lot of innings, though. And what if we sort by innings? And we have Belcher again. All right. I don't know. Tim Belcher's 392 or Darryl Kyle's 419. Neither one is super appealing. I mean, I gotta get a pitcher at some point here. Yikes. Yeah, I'd rather have Hampton and figure things out, I guess. Alrighty. Yeah, we're not looking at relief pitchers here. Catchers, we're missing Jimmy Leyritz. Jimmy Leyritz is there. Mark Parent is still here with his 474 slug. Darren Fletcher, decent average, 12 homers. Maybe we'll go that route. Maybe a Fletcher and see if Joe Oliver's available next time around. Nice little platoon there. Go back to catching. Joe Oliver's still there. We never did get a shortstop, did we? Let's see what's left. Yeah, it's just the scraps here, it looks like. I've got Kurt Abbott. Let's sort on at bats. I know it says at bats, but no, let's sort on slug. Yeah, he probably doesn't have enough at bats. Same with Nomar. I think Kurt Abbott might be the guy. Yeah. Yep, that's where we're going there. Then we'll come back around and see if Joe Oliver's there for our catching. Oh, look at that. David Cohn. Only 72 innings. That's why he's still there. Let's sort on innings. Let's sort on innings. Thank you. All right, top dogs, innings pitched here. Scrolling up to the top, Cormier Oliveras, Portugal. Ashby, I like Ashby. We'll go Ashby. Okay, Andy Ashby, right? So, we never did get our second catcher, did we? What do we got? Joe Oliver still here with 11 dingers and a 405 slug. Parent, 474 slug. A little bit lower average, but higher slug. Let's go with Parent. Okay. We've got two relievers. I don't know who the second reliever is that I grabbed. Let's see here. Actually, Ugh. What are we sorting on here? Let's look at saves, high to low. That doesn't look like it's sorted on saves, does it? Let's look at ERA. Oh, Mark Pekazik with his 11 wins there. Sanders, Lieber, Quantrill. Chan-Ho Park. I mean, nothing great here. Nothing really good is going to come out of this. Let's go with Sanders. He's got a decent ERA. I think he might be able to start for me as well. Scott Sanders. All right, we're on pick number 19. No, we're on round 18. Sorry, I'm pick 19. Misread that. Aguilera had an off year. Let's see. Did I never get a third baseman? Oh. Time to get a third baseman, apparently. Leo Gomez. Shane Andrews. Chris Sabo. All right. None of these options are very appealing, but Dale Swayman is 353 average. Is that right? No, it's got to be in a handful of at-bats, though. Come on. Who are we kidding here? Okay. Terrific. Yeah, Lenny Harris isn't that bad. Maybe we'll get a right-handed bat to fill in here. Right? And now we can take Gomez there. Balance that out. Give us some pop from the right-hand side. And how about, I know we drafted Grissom to play left field, but who else do we have here? Let's sort on slug. Or sort on home runs. How about Incaviglia, Hammonds. All right. Wonder who this is. L fielder, left fielder. Greenwell. Greenwell wouldn't be a nice would be a nice bat off the bench here. / part-time DH maybe. We'll do that. And we'll do backup outfielder. James Mouton, 25 steals. Amaral, 292 batting average, 25 steals. Cliff Floyd. Oh, the Iceman, Gerald Williams. Right. Luis Polonia. Who else we got here? Listash, Barty, Erstad. There we go. Grab another Angel. Okay. Need some middle infield help. sort on, I don't know. Let's look at stolen bases. Not much to go around here. Sort on slug. Craig Shipley. And sort by at-bats. Louis Soho. He didn't have a good year that year. Mark Loretta, 279 average, 1 homer, 2 steals, 318 slug. Okay, so Shipley has the only slug over 400 there. How about shortstop? Rich Aurelia before he became good. Alan Trammell on his way out the door. Yeah, this is not looking pretty at this point here, although to be expected. Round number 22, right? So, there's no more. There's a cup of coffee with the Red Sox. I got my backup catcher. I've got 5 pitchers. All right, let's not go too crazy here. Let's sort on ERA. Okay. And I should have sorted low to high here. It's better. No, why did that not take? Hold on. Yeah, because it went to innings. Let's do that. There we go. Let's see, any amount of innings here. Not much going on here. Wowzers. Look at that. Ooh, got ugly quick here. Well, if we look at relievers, sort by ERA. I wish this would stay what I selected. It didn't even take that time. ERA. There. No. Doesn't want to behave. All right, whatever. Don't care. Moyer, 161 innings, 13 and 3, 398. Draft. Going crazy here, looking for guys in this round. It's not worthwhile. Let's get a. What's he taken? Sort by homers. Home runs. High to low. Hammonds with 9 is the top dog there. Gerald Williams, 10 steals. Not awful. Gerald Williams, draft. Okay. What else do we need? A backup first baseman for Thomas, because Thomas might DH a bit for us, right? So let's sort on slug. Okay. Brown, Marrero, Perez. Not much here to choose from, obviously. And let's sort on home runs, maybe. Try it that way. And McCarty with 6 and a 217 batting average. Brown, 5 and a 304. Okay. Well, that's something. Sure. Bam. Okay. We are getting at the tail end of the draft here. So, how many batters do I have? 5, 7, 8, 10. We've got 15 batters and 9 pitchers, right? Okay, so let's look at a reliever here. Ugueth or Bina, take him. Bam. Right? Don't think, just do at this point. Another pitcher. Can I find anybody decent here? Probably not. Sort by innings, I guess. Innings, high to low. About strikeouts. Okay. Yikes. Ooh. That's awful. Oh, I mean, there's like nothing here. Okay. RP. Isaac is still there. Take him. Depoto, not too bad. Just for giggles, scroll down a little bit here. Oh, Manuel, 86 innings, 324. Probably go with that. Oh, Jan-Ho Park. We'll take him. 109 innings, right? Batting second base, shortstop. I think we should get a backup infielder definitely here. Not much to choose from, I'm sure. Jeff Husson. Shipley's still here. Take him. Okay. Shortstop. Really? That's it, huh? That's not cool. Who else we got here? Second base. I'm sure he can play some shortstop as well. Just sort on at bats. Even I know it says at bats, but I don't believe you. There we go. Loretta, Husson. Loretta. And we've got 5 picks remaining. Let's grab. We've got 7 outfielders, so I think we're probably good there. Shortstop, there was nothing left. Let's look at relief again. We got Jeff Juden, 74 innings. That's a good possibility. Let's scroll down a bit, see if there's any other bargains here. Okay, not seeing a whole lot. Reed, 75 innings, not bad. Parrott, 66, 3.39 ERA. Might do that. Jeff Parrott. Okay. Randy Myers on an off year. Jeff Parrott. I'll take him. Get a third catcher. Is there much left? Bobby Estelela. Sort by at-bats. At-bats. High to low. Jorge Fabregas. 287 average. Not much else. Let's just quick check here. I'm sure Estelela did not have many at-bats. Fabregas. Backup. just in case. Just for giggles, outfield, who's left? Chris Gwynn, batting 178. We're going to pass on that. Vladdy G really that bad in his first season? Cup of coffee? I guess. Wow. Okay. Oh, I think we're picking a reliever here. Steve Reed. I don't think there's any decent starters left, but we'll double check. Nobody with many innings anyway. Oh, look at those, some of those ERAs really jump out at you, and not in a good way. Okay, Brandenburg looks good here. Take him. And we're still on relief pitchers, apparently. Okay, whoops. Let's go back up to the top here. Joey Eishen, but only 25 innings. But at this point, we're not going to find many innings here, I don't think. All right. Larry Cassian with his 1.88 ERA. Okay, years for drafted teams. I think basically you got to pick a year that's not already on your hard drive or something, it said. So sure, 1998, whatever, doesn't matter. Hit OK. Hit accept to create or replace teams. Accept. All right, we're back at the main menu. Draft completed. So now let's just let's do a quick start. Let's see. I think quick start just takes us into a. Yeah, I think we got to get out of that. Hang on. I don't think that's what I wanted.
Hi, everybody, from New York Stadium in New York. Leading off is.
Yeah. Does that pick two teams from 96? I want to pick some of our. One pitch only. Excuse me. So, no, that's not what I want. Play method. Simulate with animation. Exhibition game. I think I might have to select. Oh, here we go. Back. Here we go. Use DH, sure. I'll use manager profiles. No, I didn't set any up. I want to manually set the lineups, and I want to manually pick the starting pitchers. Okay, teams. And I'm going to say the visitor is. It doesn't matter because I don't know who wound up on what team. And let's pick. say Cubs 98, and the California team. There. And thinking about it, I'm gonna try computer as visitor. Play method. Play a computer opponent. One pitch. Alright, let's give that a shot. Alright, so Cubs have, we'll go with Clemens, apparently. Look at the rest of his pitching staff real quick. Alright. No. Not right. Double click. There we go. Double click on him. Clemens versus Maddox. Okay, so I accidentally picked Navarro, apparently. I mean, not an awful pick. Not who I wanted. It was the other reliever I wound up with that I didn't realize I picked. Hernandez, apparently. Okay, whatever. Maddox. Double click. Start Maddox, yes. Lineup for the Cubs. Leading off. Let's see. What we got here? Bruce Nixon leading off. Center. Next up. Let's go with, actually, let's, I like Canseco in the, let's do this. Let's go in order. Franco. Franco is going to be our first baseman or our DH. We don't know yet. Let's see. I think I like Higginson in the 3-hole. Yep, I do. We got Canseco batting cleanup. DH. The right fielder, probably O'Leary hitting 5th here. Nope. Billy Green. Billy Green 5th. Got Charlie O'Brien. A little bit of pop there. O'Leary's going to be next, though. No, not Buxton. What do we got left? We need a catcher, second base. Charlie O'Brien's going to be our catcher. Second base and shortstop. We do easily that move him to second. And we'll go with Ian as our shortstop. There we go. Okay. 4. Alright, now my lineup is going to be Mr. Lofton leading off in center field. Second will be Grissom in left field. Third is going to be Frank Thomas. Right now he's going to play first. Pretty sure he's going to play first anyway. Salmon. right. Walker, gonna be my DH. That means I need my, let's see, third base, catcher, second short. Fletcher's got a 414 slug. Leo Gomez or Harris, while we're facing the right-hander Clemens, so that makes that a little easier to figure out. Rex Hudler. There's 556 slug in there. Rexy right there. And we'll go Gomez, Fletch. Shortstop is Kurt Abbott, I believe. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Here's my lineup. Set lineup, sure. Do I want to save it? Nah, not right now. Okay.
Hi, everybody, from Anaheim Stadium in California. I'm Harry Callis. Welcome to the MicroLeague Sports Game of the Week. Chicago and California. Starting lineup for Chicago, Nixon. In center, Franco. At first, Higginson. In left, Canseco. The designated hitter, Green. At third, O'Leary. In right, O'Brien, the catcher, Easley. At second, and Guillen. At short. Starting lineup for California, Lofton. In center, Grissom. In left, Thomas. At first, Salmon. In right, Walker, the designated hitter, Hudler. At second, Gomez. At third, Fletcher, the catcher, and Abbott. At short. Leading off is Nixon, hitting .286.
One of my favorite announcers from back in the day. We used to get the, I forget the name of the channel, but anyway, we got the Philadelphia station. So heard a lot of Harry Callis growing up. All right, so here I can pick my strategy here. Just going to click OK to that.
High bounding ball to first. Got him. One down. Here's Franco batting at .322.
I did want to see if I could tweak the animation speed here. I don't know if it's my DOSBox settings or what. So I'm not quite sure what the option is within the game itself. So I'm going to back DOSBox down a little bit. Let's see what happens.
Drive to deep center. Makes the play. 2 outs. Here's Higginson batting at .320.
There must be a way to fix that. Let's see. Sorry, folks. Bear with me a second here. I should have checked this ahead of time, but I forgot. Throwing, infield, whatever. Autoplay speed, but that's not animation speed. Okay. Game options, right click on the playing field to access the game options menu. Settings, animation speed. There we go. I knew there was a way to do it. Right click on the field. Let's see. Maybe I have to do it after I hit OK here.
It's a line drive to second. Snares it, and that will retire the side. for Chicago. No runs on no hits and no errors. We go to the bottom of the first. This game is tied 0-0. Leading off is Lofton, hitting .317.
There we go, right click. Settings. Animation speed. 0 is fastest, 200 is slowest. Okay. Let's try, I don't know, let's try 50. This is all good. Yep, good. Okay. Return to game. Alright, I'm going to hit away. I have to try to bunt for a hit with Lofton, but I'm just going to hit away. Okay, I'll go walking to the plate a bit slower here.
Very high pop-up to center. Makes the catch. Here's Grissom hitting .308.
Let's see if there's a way, yeah, set camera. Instacam, TV view. I'm not going to mess with that. Never mind. Okay. There we go. I think we're a little better on the animation speed.
Struck him out. Here's Thomas hitting .349. All 4, he walked. That will bring on Salmon, hitting .286.
I'm trying to remember back in the day when I got this. I don't think I played it that much.
Struck him out with a fastball, and that will retire the side. For California, no runs on no hits and no errors. And that will be it for the first. This game is tied 0-0. Leading off is Canseco, hitting .289.
Let's throw him a changeup.
Drive to deep center. Makes the play. 1 down. Here's Green hitting .244.
You know what? Since we're just doing a tutorial and an exhibition game here, let's just try the different angles here. Let's try follow the ball, I guess. Let's see what happens. You can always change it back. Willie Green is the batter. We're going to throw him a curveball.
Very high pop-up to the catcher. Makes the catch. Here's O'Leary getting .260.
We'll throw him a slider.
He pops it up to center. Makes the play. And that will retire the side. For Chicago, no runs on no hits and no errors. We go to the bottom of the second. This game is tied 0-0. Leading off is Walker hitting .276.
Okay, we tried ball. How about ball shadow? Okay. Walker is up. We're just going to hit OK.
A high fly ball to right field. Makes the play. Here's Hudler hitting .311.
Not sure I like that. We're not doing manual, so I'm going to go back to Instacam, I guess. I don't want to follow a specific position. No. Now, again, if you have the game, if you like messing with the camera, that's how you do it. Right click on the field, and then you go to settings, or set camera. Sorry, set camera for that one. All right, here's the Wonder Dog, Rex Hudler.
Struck him out with a fastball. Here's Gomez.
That's
Batting at
really odd
38.
angle here. That's not what I
Ground
want.
ball to second. Out at first, and that will retire the side. For California, no runs on no hits and no errors, and that will be it for the second. This game is tied, 0-0. Leading off is O'Brien, hitting .238.
Why am I looking from the third base dugout? There we go.
He pops it up to center. Makes the play. One down. Here's Easley, batting at .268. Ball 4, he walked. Here's Ian, hitting .263.
All right, so here I could play double play depth. I can guard the lines with the Guillen. Might be in at the corners. Expecting a bunt. Let's try that.
Hard ground ball to second. Out at first. Runner on second. That is 2 down. That will bring on Nixon, hitting .286. And that will retire the side. For Chicago, no runs on no hits and no errors. We go to the bottom of the third. This game is tied, 0-0. Leading off is Fletcher, hitting .266.
I'll try to remember after the game, but I believe that this game was done primarily by the guys from was it Microsports, I think, Dave
Out
Holt
at first.
and company, basically the folks that
That will
brought us
bring on
Pro League
Abbott,
Baseball,
hitting .253.
Pro League Baseball series. Expecting, yeah, which I believe was in the Pro League games. Like, oh, I'm expecting a curve. Okay. Which, in one pitch mode, I don't know how much of this is really valid.
Struck him out with a fastball.
Huh?
Here's Lofton, hitting .317.
Expecting the curve, got the fastball. Just gonna put away with Kenny.
Infield single for, here's Grissom, hitting .308.
All right, 2 outs. We're gonna try to swipe the bag.
There he goes. They got him. And that will
Whoa.
retire the side.
What happened
For
there?
California, no runs on 1 hit. And no errors. And that will be it for the third. This game is tied. 0-0. Leading off is Franco, hitting .322.
It's like Lofton fell down on the way to second there. I don't know. That wasn't even close.
Very high pop-up to third. Snares it. 1 down. Here's Higginson, batting at .320. Base hit to center field. Runner on first. Here's Canseco, hitting .289.
I mean, the play-by-play is pretty decent. Obviously, you know, if you're comparing it to Broadcast Blast, Ernie Harwell, Appa, there's really no comparison. But this is pretty decent play-by-play for with Harry Callis doing it here. This is the first MicroLeague game with any kind of meaningful animation.
A high fly ball to right field, over the fence, home run.
Okay, 2-run shot.
Bases are empty. Here's Green, hitting .244.
Canseco home run makes it 2-0 Chicago. Right. Okay. Do some work on offense here. I just thought Willie Green was going to do better than he did.
Just got him. That is 2 down. Chicago leads 2-0. Here's O'Leary, hitting .260. He pops it up to left. Makes the catch. And that will retire the side. For Chicago, 2 runs on 2 hits and no errors. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Chicago leads 2-0. Leading off is Grissom, hitting .308.
The only base runner got thrown out by a mile last time, so.
Struck him out with a fastball. Here's Thomas, hitting .349.
All right, come on, Big Hurt. Get away.
Here's a long drive. Makes the catch. Here's Salmon.
And Harry, you had me going there.
86.
All right, Salmon. You're hitting cleanup for a reason here.
Struck him out. And that will retire the side. For California, no runs on no hits and no errors. And that will be it for the fourth. Chicago leads 2-0. Leading off is O'Brien, hitting .238. High bounding ball to second. Just got him. That will bring on Easley, hitting .268.
Interesting when they cut to that throw to first or throw to third that the dugouts appear to be empty.
Base hit to left. Runner on first. That will bring on EN, hitting .263.
So Easley's been aboard twice there.
There he goes. They got him. That is 2 down. Here's EN.
Yeah, that was a lot closer than Boston's.
Struck him out with a fastball. And that will retire the side. For Chicago, no runs on 1 hit. And no errors. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Chicago leads 2-0. Leading off is Walker, hitting .276.
All right, let's go, Larry.
He pops it up to the catcher. Makes the catch. Here's Hudler, hitting .311. He pops it up to left. Snares it. That will bring on Gomez, hitting .238. Here's a
All right, there we go. 2-1.
Here's Fletcher, hitting .266.
I almost went with Lenny Harris third, so glad I didn't. Not sure what the delay was there, but back.
It's a line drive to the pitcher. Makes the play. And that will retire the side. For California, 1 run on 1 hit. And no errors. And that will be it for the 5th. Chicago leads 2-1. Leading off is Nixon, hitting .286. Ball 4, he walked.
Didn't want to do that.
Runner on first. Here's Franco, batting at .322.
Yeah, we want to hold the runner. Run a slider. All right.
Hard ground ball to third. Out at second. That will bring on Higginson, hitting .320. Hard ground ball to first. Out at second. 2 outs. Chicago leads 2-1. Here's Canseco, hitting .289. Base hit to left. Here's Green
Let's see who's got
batting at
Max's number today.
244.
All right, Willie Green. Yeah. Breaking ball here. Middle 12 to 6.
Struck him out with a good curveball. And that will retire the side. For Chicago, no runs on 1 hit. And no errors. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Chicago leads 2-1. Leading off is Abbott, hitting .253. Base hit to left.
There we go.
Here's Lofton batting at .372.
All right, Ken. Keep the line moving here. We are going to hit away.
Very high pop-up to first. Dropped it. Here's
Wow.
Grissom hitting .308.
Okay. I don't know why Abbott assumed that he was going to drop that ball. Grissom is going to hit away.
It's a line. Gets 3 out of it.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay.
That will bring on Thomas hitting .349.
We'll take it. Let's go, Big Hurt. All right, now we're up 3-2.
Base hit to right.
4-2. That's more like it. Montgomery coming in.
That will bring on Salmon hitting .286. Hard ground ball to short. Out at second. Here's Walker hitting .276.
I'll wait for the runner to run off the field, apparently. Okay.
Struck him out with a fastball. And will bring on Cutler hitting .311.
Let's go T-Rex. I don't know if anybody ever called him that. I just did.
Struck him out with a high fastball. And that will retire the side. For California, 3 runs on 3 hits and 1 error. And that will be it for the 6th. California leads 4-2. Leading off is O'Leary hitting .260.
All right. Well, big thing is we got Clemens out of the game. So, and we took the lead.
Base hit to right. Runner on first. Here's O'Brien batting at .238. Struck him out with a high fastball. 1 down. Here's Beasley hitting .268. Base hit to left. Here's Ian hitting .263. hard ground ball to short. Out at second. 2 outs. Here's Nixon batting at .286. Base hit to right.
Yeah. Okay, no throw.
California leads 4-3. Here's Franco hitting .322.
Not much of a fielder, but heck of a hitter.
There he goes. Throw not in time.
Hey.
Ball 4, he walked. Here's Higginson hitting .320.
Next pitch to him here. I'm going to throw him a slider. Bases loaded.
It's a line drive to left. Gets 2 out of it.
Okay, that was the wrong decision.
Runner on second. Chicago leads 6-4. Here's Canseco hitting .289.
Okay, one bullpen, and we are going to go with it. No, I didn't do it. Substitute. Oh no, he is on the mound, Urbina. Okay. Just... Okay. Yeah, good. I'm gonna challenge Canseco, because why not?
Ground ball to second. Got him. And that will retire the side. For Chicago, 4 runs on 4 hits and no errors. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Chicago leads 6-4. Leading off is Gomez, hitting .238.
Okay. Leo.
High bounding ball to second. In time. Here's Fletcher batting at .266. Struck him out. That will bring on Abbott, hitting .253. High bounding ball to short. He got him, and that will retire the side. For California, no runs on no hits and no errors. And that will be it for the 7th. Chicago leads 6-4. Leading off is Green, hitting 244. Struck him out with a high fastball. 1 down. That will bring on O'Leary, hitting 260. Ground ball to Hurts. Got him. That is 2 down. Chicago leads 6-4. That will bring on O'Brien, hitting 238. Ground ball to short. He got him. And that will retire the side. For Chicago, no runs on no hits and no errors. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Chicago leads 6-4. Leading off is Lofton, hitting 317. Base hit to right. Here's Grissom, hitting 308.
So we would like to start this inning, but let's see if we can keep it going here.
Ground ball to second. Out at second. Here's Thomas, hitting 349.
So that's kind of a flaw in the animation, I would say. Not the only one I've seen. Let's go with yeah, get away. There.
He pops it up to short. Snares it. Here's Salmon, hitting 286.
All right, Salmon, you could tie it up here. You could tie it up right here. Let's go into our launch sequence.
Struck him out with a fastball. And that will retire the side. For California, no runs on 1 hit and no errors. And that will be it for the 8th. Chicago leads 6-4. Leading off is Easily, hitting 268.
Gotta bring in another reliever here.
Very high pop-up to left. Makes the catch. Chicago leads 6-4. Here's Ian, hitting 263.
Bullpen. Whatever. Yeah, Cassian. Okay.
Hard ground ball to short. He got him. That is 2 down. Here's Nixon, hitting 286. ground ball to second. Got him. And that will retire the side. For Chicago, no runs, 1, no hits, and no errors. We go to the bottom of the ninth. Chicago leads 6-4. Leading off is Walker, hitting .276.
All right, we're going to have to do this against John Wetland, one of the premier closers back in the day. Larry Walker, Hall of Famer, stepping into the dish.
He pops it up to center. Snares it. Here's Butler batting at .311. Struck him out with a fastball. And will bring on Gomez, hitting .238.
I'm going to bring the pinch hitter in here. Didn't see an undo button there either. Alright, Erstad putting some pine tar on his bat, apparently. Taking a little extra time here. And we're going to hit away. And we're going to expect the curve. Why, but let's try that.
Here's a over the fence, home run.
Hey! Alright. 6-5, making it interesting at least. Nice. Erstad off the bench. Rushes one to
Here's
right center.
Fletcher batting at .266.
Alright, Darren Fletcher. Considering Greenwell off the bench, but if Fletcher gets on, we'll pinch run and we'll get Greenwell in as a pinch hitter then, I think.
High bounding ball to short. Got him.
Oh, that was a close play. I would challenge it. Putting the headphones on. Challenge that thing.
Chicago wins by the score of 6-5. For Chicago, 6 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. For California, 5 runs, 7 hits, no errors. Montgomery. The winner, Maddox. Lost it, Wetland. Gets the save. Once again, the final. Chicago, 6. California, 5. For MicroLeague Sports, Sports Illustrated, MMI. This is Harry Callis. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, Harry. Gomez and Erstad homer there. Yeah, see, a couple flaws here. So, thinks Fernandez pitched an inning and 2/3. Really, it was Urbina. And that was just because I accidentally clicked Fernandez at some point there, but he didn't pitch in a single inning. Unfortunate. Was there a patch for this game? I don't know. Turn. Exit, I guess. before. What did I want to show here? Credits. There we go. Yeah, so Dave Holt, Jeff Holt. I've seen some of these names on the Pro League Baseball manual or on Moby Games for the credits. So I don't know if this was all Microsports folks or if there was a mix of anyone who had worked on previous MicroLeague games. I honestly don't know. The audio by Harry Callis was a nice addition for this game. So there definitely are a couple quirks if you can get past them. It's a decent game for the late 90s, I would say. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I'm planning to do another one on how to edit and create players and teams. But that'll do it for today. Thanks again for watching. Keep playing ball. Take care, and we'll see you soon.